I was watching holiday movies with my family on TBS over the holidays, and after one movie ended, Clash of Clans esports, the championships of Clash of Clans Battle Royale, or whatever they call Clash of Clans Royale, the championship was on TBS, and they were airing it. I don't know if it was live. It seemed, like it would be live. And of course it was the mobile game, and I was excited. I was really excited because I had never just stumbled upon esports on the television channel that I was watching. I've heard like, oh, well, they aired this championship on TV, or I was, maybe saw somebody else talking about coverage that they had seen, but I had never just seen esports on television when I was actually watching it, not just a clip of it, that I'm rewatching on YouTube or something like that, or somebody else talking about it. And it was surreal to me. And I got really excited because I could, feel the landscape changing beneath me, so to say. And I was excited for it. I was looking forward to it. But then my parents, like I said, I was watching this with my family. And my parents are the ones who, they're the ones that need to get on board, because I'm going to watch whatever esport you put up there, probably, just because I'm interested in esports and gaming, and, the championship gaming at the high level that happens on esports championships. And so I was excited to see it, at least just for the first little bit. As it moved on, the gameplay isn't that exciting at all. It's not like, oh, I can keep watching this happening forever. And it's not like the personalities playing these mobile games are that exciting either. But I think the big thing that it did have, the thing that I was talking about it with a friend and the thing that it does have is recognizability. Everybody has had Clash of Clans on their phone at some point in time. Everybody has seen other people play. So most likely, even, a random boomer, they probably know what Clash of Clans looks like, and they probably understand what's happening just by watching it. And maybe even not the average boomer, but let's just look at the average TV viewer. I have no idea what age the average TV viewer, who the average TBS viewer is more specifically. But I have a good idea that the average TBS viewer probably has played Clash of Clans at one point in their life. And so it was really a cool, accessible thing that they could dip their toes into and try it out and see how it works. I was really, really, really curious to see how Clash of Clans was doing on Twitch. I was like, oh, well, if this is on TBS, on television, I'm sure that the Clash of Clans viewership must be crazy big. I'm sure it's like Fortnite. And I should have known this because I just looked at a graph the other day on like the viewership breakdown on what's on Twitch and, the percentage of Twitch traffic that they get. And there were 168 people watching all of the streams of Clash of Clans on Twitch at the point in time. And so I was like, that's crazy. It really is the accessibility. Because it's not the numbers. If they wanted the numbers, it would be League of Legends or Dota or something like that they would have on television. But they put up Clash of Clans, and I think it only can be for the recognizability. Okay, so I thought that was really cool. And I was continuing to talk about this with my friend, and he's like, so what is the next step? Do you think that they're going to ever have like streamers, like Twitch channels are ever going to be on like TV? You're going to turn on your television and all of a sudden you're going to see someone from Twitch? And I don't think that'll ever happen, just because I think that content is entirely different than television content, and I think that even the people that make it want it to be entirely different. So for a lot of reasons, I don't think that'll happen. But what I do think is going to be a thing that happens is I'm going to turn on the TV and I'm going to see some sort of championship, which I cannot wait for. I cannot wait to turn on the television and see PUBG championship, Dota championship, League of Legends championship. Hell, I watch a Clash of Clans championship. So I am so excited to see what these new forms of esports are going to do for audiences and what they're going to bring to the table. But I'm also excited to see when are they going to start incorporating the things that are actually big. Like there are games like Dota, League of Legends, Overwatch. These are games that are rated relatively, teen or everybody, and they could, they have the numbers to strike a chord with audience members. So I am looking for the day when we see the CSGO championships on ESPN. Quite frankly, one thing that I didn't understand as we were going through this, I was like, why the hell isn't the Call of Duty League championships on ESPN? Because I guarantee everyone who watches ESPN plays Call of Duty, or at the very least, a significant percentage of their viewership. I guarantee plays Call of Duty, and like on an Xbox, I guarantee. And so I really am shocked not to see something like the Call of Duty, specifically the League Championship, because it's new. It wants to expand, and it wants to get to the next level as well. They're not just trying to do what MLG does. They're trying to move to the next level. They are trying to be the next level of Call of Duty, specifically gaming and championships and competitive play. And so I was talking about that. I was like, why isn't that on ESPN? And he's like, well, I mean, ESPN is a family-friendly sports content channel, and there's no way that they're going to go from that rating to whatever rating that they have to allow people to play video games where they're shooting anything at each other. And I was like, well, what about like turning off blood splatter? What about all of the shooters that are like Fortnite's a shooter that's for everyone? What about all of these different shooters that are rated, even for younger audiences? And he's like, it doesn't matter. The ratings just of like getting the content rating just of having a game where people shoot anything at other people is going to be problematic, and it's going to cost them money at the bottom line. Even if it's a little bit of money, it's going to cost them money, and so it'll never happen. And that really opened my eyes, because that's true. I don't think nearly anytime soon we're going to be seeing Call of Duty or any shooter, even CSGO, right? Even like turn off blood splatter or whatever. I don't think we're going to be seeing CSGO soon, just because of that simple fact. I think he's right. But what I think will happen, and the thing that might will be the thing that changes it in the future, is that the streamers are now getting to a level where they're surpassing traditional content. They're getting to the level where they don't need television. They're getting to the level where they're better than television. And holy shit, I fucking love it. I love that the doc, in 2009, when everybody, well, not 2009, but when Call of Duty started to break records and people started to notice them as an entertainment company, not just video games. When video games started to be looked at as entertainment content that's, like billion-dollar industry or whatever. Whenever that started to happen, I'm glad that all of the top creators decided to stay on platforms that were for them, so to say, that were going to do right for them, instead of trying to just do what we can to get on television, because they have definitely gone above and beyond. Well, maybe even not yet. Well, I think if we do look at the numbers between like the biggest TV show on CNN, the biggest TV show on Fox, the biggest TV show on ABC, I think does, like, if we're talking about live concurrent viewers, I think they're higher. But if we're talking about overall viewers, just impressions, just people eyes on content, not just at one point in time, but throughout the content's life cycle, I think we are already at the point where, like, a person like Dr. Disrespect has more eyes on him than ESPN. I think it's hard. I don't know the numbers to say, like the ABC, NBC, if Dr. Disrespect is bigger than NBC, but I have no doubt that he will be if he's not already. And so the way that this is growing, I'm for a while I was nervous about it. I was nervous about it. I think there's a lot to still be nervous about, like when you see Ninja doing the floss on television with children and Ellen. That's not necessarily the thing that we're going for. But the thing that getting Ninja on television did was it gave a lot of like gamers and streamers like the go ahead to be like, no, this is what I do. I can talk about this. They felt comfortable like allowing themselves to be cool, so to say. Ninja was the one who, got people realizing, oh, you can both be really good at this and entertaining and make a lot of money. And so I think that the more eyes open, the more things are going to start to change. But I do think that we've already reached a very important point where the industry has decided to be its own thing, and it hasn't decided to use the same channels of media channels that traditional media has already established. That it can do its own thing, and it can be more successful than the current big thing. And that's something that I really am happy about. That is something that I think is going to even more than just like make me happy is something that was the difference maker. I think if they had just tried to get on television, I think we probably have more esports on TV. I think we might have like specifically like games like CS:GO that are just competitive based. Like everything about that game is a competition. There's nothing about that game where it's like no Russian, right? Where there's a guy running in shooting up the airport, where it's just pure skill. So I think that's in the future. I think it's coming, but it's not here yet, and I'm looking forward to it. Let me know what you guys have to say about it, because I really am interested in hearing other people's thoughts about this. I could talk about this kind of stuff all day, and that's kind of why I have a Twitch channel, YouTube channel, stuff like that. You can find those links in the description below. I appreciate you guys sticking around, making it all the way to the end of this video, and thanks for viewing.